Oh yeah, number 500. That's right. This is the 500th original episode of the S. Anthony Says podcast. And I know some of y'all, when y'all saw the poster, went 500 episodes. You got way more than 500 episodes. Yes, I have more than 500 episodes. But this is the 500th original episode that is not a best of or a drop in from or something like that. So this is episode number 500, 500. Yeah, that's right. And I want to thank you guys. It's been 11 years. It'll be 12 years in October that I've been doing this podcast. You know what I mean? So to everybody that's been around, and some of y'all been around for a long time. Some of y'all been around since like episode 20 or something like that. So to y'all, I'm going to say thank you. To the new people, I want to say thank you. You know what I mean? 500 episodes, man. I've done this so many times. And you've listened so many times. So you're weirder than me. But thanks for stopping by. Can I just get right into this? Can I just go right into this and tell you how annoyed, and I know these things annoy you as well, but it annoys me and it ticks me off, and I'm going to talk about it because we need to talk about this. Obviously, you're familiar with shrinkflation. I've talked about it before, but every time it rears its ugly head into something, it makes me more angry. The first time I became aware of shrinkflation outside of knowing what it meant by definition was the time I went to a Taco Bell, right? And I said, you know what, for old time's sake, I'm going to go to Taco Bell and I'm going to get this meal I used to get when I lived back in LA. One of my buddies and I used to get this meal back in LA. I'm going to have this meal. I'm going to call him up. I'm going to talk some crap. Hey, man, I had that meal we had back in LA. Yeah, man. So it was like an old time thing. It was a nostalgic thing. So I get the thing and I am one of those kind of people that know exactly how many packs of sauce I need. When I go to the 7-Eleven and I get coffees, I know if I get the large cup of coffee, I need 6 equals, and that will give me exactly the right amount of sugar flavor without having to use the sugar. If I go to Taco Bell, I need 4 of those little packs to go along with this particular burrito, and I'm a scientist when it comes to that. And I go to the thing. I say, I'm not even going to drive home. I'm going to pull over in the parking lot. I'm going to turn on some podcast in the car, and I'm gonna bust this burrito up, and I'm gonna bust this juice up. I'm gonna tear it. Look good. The juice tasted good. I love this juice. I'm so glad I bought this juice. And now it's time for the star of the culinary show, the burrito. Take the first bite of the burrito, because you bite the burrito before you put on the sauce. I bet the burrito. This burrito tastes pretty good, and I pick up the pack of sauce, and I could already tell by holding the pack of sauce that something is wrong. I hold it up and I look at it, and I'm telling you right now, not only does the pack seem smaller, but the amount of sauce in the pack seems smaller. Before, you'd get the pack of sauce and it would be a little bit protruding. It would be like a middle-aged man's belly, right? It would protrude. Well, I shouldn't say that because that's how my belly is right now. It's shrinking. I'm working out. I'll talk about that later in the show. And you're waving at the pack, right? And you open it up and you squeeze it. There it is. You squeeze it in there. It's the fantastic sauce. And you know you need 4 of them for this burrito. But as it is now, this burrito is not protruding like a middle-aged man's belly. This thing looks like a sock with a bunch of quarters in the bottom of it. And I'm thinking, you rotten sassafras and Jehoshaphat. These 4 packs look like they're the size of 1 pack in the back. So what am I going to need? 16 packs of this crap? I hate shrinkflation because it always surprises you. The most recent of that was I'm driving home and my auntie calls me. Asks, yes, you're going by my house, right? Yes, I'm going home. Okay, could you do me a favor? Sure. Could you pick up a salad from my favorite place? And I said, yeah, okay, great. And since I get her a salad, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like cooking. I'm going to get the same salad she got. So I got her one and I got me one. All right. How much does it cost? Don't worry about it. I got you. Thank you. She goes to eat the salad. I'm on my way home. I have 2 messages. I'm surprised she didn't call me in the car. I get out. Let me ask you a question. Did they have, the baby carrots that they have in there? I said, yeah. Why don't you look in your salad? Tell me if there's something wrong with the baby carrots. And I went, what is it? Does it look like it's bad or something? You want me to take it back? Is there something you think you're gonna get food poison? No. Just take a look at the baby carrots. Pop open the salad. Salad looks good. I now see what she's talking about. There used to be like a handful of baby carrots in the middle of the salad at the top, but now there's the same number of baby carrots, but it's not a full baby carrot. These sassafras and Jehoshaphat's cut the baby carrots in thirds. So we're now getting a third of the amount of baby carrots, the same number of baby carrot pieces, but a third of the size. You rotten sassy. Now, I don't really like carrots like that, so it's really not that big of a deal. But she likes carrots. Shrinkflation. Paid the same. Wait a second. There's less meat in this salad. You mad. Ooh, you dirty sassafras and Jehoshaphat. I'm trying not to curse. You sassafras and Jehoshaphat, rotten sassafras. And there's less salad in there. You dirty mother jugs and speed. I'm trying not to curse. You know what I'm saying? Shrink freaking flation. And I can't stand that. We know that prices are going to go up. We know prices constantly go up. That's why we have, how much is 1978? $50 in 1978 is how much in 2025. We know about the inflation. We get it. We get it. But give us the choice. Say, hey, would you like to get the salad the way you normally get it and pay this much more? Or would you like us to rip your punk behind off and give you this piece of crap salad with so much less in it? At least we'd have the opportunity to make the choice. Pay $4 extra and get what you were already getting for $4 less, or pay what you're already paying right now and get 1/3 less stuff. You rotten sassafras and Jehoshaphat. I try not to curse. Right? Now, the reason I was eating the salad, and I realized, and it's really weird how this works. I was joking about it in some of my content online about how you can cut your dinner in half and eat some of it later. Now, that sprung from me, actually. It was just like a little wacky little a video that I put online, but it really resonated with me insofar as I realized there was sometimes when I was heavier than I am now, when I'm in the process of losing weight now. When I was heavier, I remember there were times when I would have dinner and I would be eating the dinner and I was not hungry a third of the way through or half the way through the dinner. Now I would literally close it up, put it in the refrigerator, and eat it for lunch the next day or some other time, right? But back then, because it was in front of me, I would eat it. And I have memories of putting food in my mouth and knowing my stomach was full, and it's like looking at the little bit of food that was on the plate when I've already stuffed myself and forcing that crap in my stomach, in my mouth, and sitting back on the chair like Al Bundy with my belt open. And I realized if I can just change that one habit, which I have, by the way, I just started to see the weight fall off. And that's the only change I made at that particular time. Because I just wanted to lose weight, not because anybody else said anything, not because I can't get a woman's phone number. I've never had that problem, but it was the meanest thing I've ever seen in my life. A horrible, horrible thing, something that was mean and disgusting and made me angry, and I don't know if I'll ever forget it. You're probably wondering what that thing is. And that thing is my full-length mirror, right? When you accept the fact that you're a big guy, and maybe even it's part of your personality. You know, at first when you were younger and somebody calls you, hey, big guy, hey, big man. When you're younger, you a little bit, oh man, they're making fun of me. But when you become an older guy and you really don't care what anybody thinks, and somebody says, hey, big guy, you're like, he must be talking about me. What's up? It's big guy here. What's going on? How can I help you? Right? You get the deeper voice because somebody called you big guy. But then one day, you go through your closet. Of course, I'm not talking about me. Yes, I am. And I found some clothes I wore in my 20s when I had a 6-pack. I do not have a 6-pack. Well, I do have a 6-pack, but it's hidden in this refrigerator. Don't judge me. Shut up. And I held up the pants, and I knew that it looked like I was holding up my son's pants in comparison to how big I was at the time. Right? You ever just walk around, like say I don't have any kids, but say like I have my nephews who stay over with me sometimes, and you do the laundry with their clothes. They're playing upstairs or they're in the backyard playing, and you're washing their clothes. And you kind of you take their clothes out of the washing machine, you kind of shake it out, you shake them so when you put them in the dryer they don't have wrinkles, and you kind of see these. It's kind of weird. It's kind of funny. We hold up these little tiny pans from a 10-year-old, right? And you and you throw their clothes in the dryer. It kind of felt like that. Now, granted, I wasn't a 10-year-old. I was still an adult-sized man. I was just a guy that, fitness-wise, looked like I should be in the UFC. And if I know there's a whole bunch of you people listening to me right now, and if any of you have this thought in your head, I'm mad at you. I know, don't even do the joke that I know you were thinking. Don't even do the joke. You're probably thinking, yeah, when you were in your 20s, you looked like you were in the UFC, but back then when you were heavier than you are now, you look like you belonged in a KFC. I know somebody somewhere in some country listening to this podcast made that joke. Do me a favor, smack yourself in the cheek. That's right. That's what you get. How dare you be meaner and mean to fatter me? How dare you? I got to protect fat me from overweight me, but I got to protect fat me. Shut up. Back to the story. So I'm holding up the pants and I'm going, I used to wear these pants. Right? I used to wear these pants. Right? I used to walk around with my shirt off. Right? I don't want to walk around with my shirt off now because I do not want to hear strangers chanting sit-ups from across the street, because when you're fat and somebody says that, it's just annoying. But when you're in the process of losing weight and someone makes fun of you for being heavy, it bothers you more because you're hypersensitive to it. It's like if you were rich at one point and you became poor, and all of a sudden somebody drives by in a Maserati and go, hey, you used to have one of these, didn't you? Enjoy the bus stop, loser. It feels kind of like that. You know you're going to be metaphorically getting your Maserati back, but it's going to take a while, right? So why did the evil mirror, why did the mirror do that to me? It was as if the mirror was mocking me. You know what I mean? You walk into the bathroom, you're feeling kind of good about yourself. You turn around and then you see yourself in the mirror and you're going, I'm not going to look, but I'm going to stay looking at my chin from my chin up. I'm doing okay there. And then you look down, damn. Right? You want to get on the floor and do some crunches right then and there. But, it's the bathroom floor and that's kind of gross. Even though you washed it, it's still a bathroom floor. That ain't happening, right? You realize how many mirrors in your house you have when you're trying not to look in them, right? How the hell did this mirror get in the kitchen? Who put a mirror in the kitchen? This is ridiculous. Who put a mirror in the back of the closet? What is ridiculous? Wait a minute. What's a mirror doing on the back door and the back of the door? Who put a mirror in the back of the door? What the heck is going on here? Who is mean enough to do that? Who replaced the windshield of my car with a mirror so I can see myself sitting down? This is just ridiculous. Who actually taped the mirror to the inside of my eyelids? Come on, this is just getting ridiculous. But sometimes, even though it's painful to see the process of going from where you are now to where you once were, as you work out, as you eat right, as you see the changes. Instead of being afraid of the mirror and know that you don't look as good as you looked before or as good as you're going to look, you can look in the mirror and see the changes. You can see the improvements. And now all of a sudden, even though you don't look like you want to look and you don't look like you used to look and you don't look like you're going to look, you still look in the mirror and go, hey, I'm not where I want to be, but I got news for you, mirror. I do see the difference. I see the little box coming in on my abs where the abs will be at some point. I know that's like they've been ordered from the metaphorical Amazon. I ordered the abs. They're coming, Jack. The abs are coming. Oh yeah, Jack. Oh yeah. So all of a sudden you're not mad at the mirrors anymore. You start looking for the mirrors. And that's when they take all the mirrors away. Hey, where are all the damn mirrors? Now that I started looking better. Oh, you people stink. Oh. Weight loss is a grind. Weight loss is a grind. Hopefully by episode 600, I'll be in shape. But that wasn't even the weirdest thing that happened during the course of the week. The mirror thing, or the salad. That's not even the weirdest thing that happened during the course of the week. The weirdest thing was I ran into 2 ex-girlfriends in the supermarket. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, did you cheat on one girl with another girl? You dirty. No, I've never cheated on anybody in my life, and that's the truth. No joking with that. But these were 2 girlfriends that from different time periods in my life, who lived in different parts of the city that I lived in, right? And so they didn't even know about each other because they were 2 girlfriends apart. Between one lady, there were 2 more girlfriends, and then there was the other lady. So there were 2 girlfriends apart. But I don't know why. For some reason, I walk into the supermarket and I see one of them, and I'm about to go, hey, let me go over and say hi. And then I see the other one walk up, and I'm going, this is weird. And at this particular point, they hadn't met yet. They were actually perusing some fruit, and one lady knew how is this ripe, girl? This is how it's ripe. Let me tell you, girl, this is what you need to do, girl. Yeah, girl, hey, girl, right? So they start talking, ha ha ha, laughing and joking, and I'm going, oh, please let this, because I won't mind meeting them individually in the supermarket, having a little quick 5-minute conversation. How's it going? You look great, ha ha ha, and going about my business. But for some reason, this made me uncomfortable. Right? Now, as it turns out, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just 2 ladies talking. Quite frankly, during the course of their relationship, I haven't been in a relationship with either one of them in such a long time. Not a ridiculous amount of time, but they would probably be talking about whatever boyfriend they're with now. If they're with a boyfriend or husband they're with now, they probably wouldn't come up and bring me up because it's been a while. But there's something about them becoming friends, right? And somewhere they start sitting there reminiscing. Yeah, I've had some pretty good boyfriends, even the ones that didn't work out, some pretty good guys. I had this one guy who did this. He did what? Yeah, he did that. I knew a guy that did that too. Oh yeah, what a coincidence. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Did he do this? Yeah, he did do that. And did he put the stuff with the thing? Yeah. What was he about 5'8"? Yeah. He had some dimples? Yeah. Did he do stand-up comedy? Yeah. What's his name? Yeah. Because at that point, now they're going to go, oh, we both, whatted with that same guy. Let's talk about the weird, disgusting crap you did with him and the weird, disgusting crap I did with him. That's what I'm sitting there going, hey, he was such a weirdo. And then he did this. Oh, God, my God. And with me, he did this. Oh, God. And I'm sitting there imagining that. And I'm like, ugh. That I don't know. That's just they ain't got nothing bad to say because let's be honest, I'm Miss Anthony. But let's go back to the story, right? So I don't necessarily want to run into these 2 because I'm hoping that they have a nice little light conversation and go their separate ways, right? Should I get out of the supermarket before any one of them sees me, or should I try to? Because if I have one conversation with one, I know they're both loud talkers. Because if I run and one of them runs into me, they go, hey! And all that yelling and jump on me and hug me and all that kind of stuff, which is cool, but it's just going to draw attention, right? Should I sneak out of this? Because I was only in there for a couple of things. I just needed, a little of this and a little of that, and I can get out of there. I'm trying to ease out the supermarket. This is one of those supermarkets where even when you're in the aisles, you can see the front window. So I'd have to find a way to get out of the supermarket without looking suspicious, because I don't want to be looking like Mission Impossible and have the security guard going, excuse me, sir, we're going to have to talk to you because you're looking suspicious and we're going to have to talk to you. We need to talk to you over here. I'm going to make a lot of noise so everyone starts talking to you. So the 2 ladies that you wanted to not see you are not only going to see you, but they're going to see you sitting here being frisked by a security guard. Then they're both going to be thinking, he was such a great guy, but look how he must have really fell off. Look at him. Maybe he's shoplifting. I can't believe he's shoplifting. Let's hide. Let's not see. I don't want to be. I'm embarrassed. I don't want him to see us because it would be embarrassing if he see him like that. I didn't want that to happen. So I'm trying to ease out the supermarket. Trying to ease out there. Oh goodness gracious, she's at the end of the aisle. Let me see. I can go down the other, and she's at the end of the other aisle, and she sees me. Great. Hey, just like I thought. She comes running down and jumps on me. Hey, and we're having a really pleasant conversation. And inside I'm going, I got to wrap this up quick. I got to get the heck out of here before the other one sees me. And she goes, yeah, right? And she's talking all this stuff. Kids, husband. I'm like, I'm looking pleasant on the outside, but inside I'm going, to get away from her. I've got to get away from her. Right? And as she did that, hey, the other one sees and she runs over there. Hey, do you guys know each other? Yeah, we used to. I was telling him, well, you used to date a few years ago. We went out and we went out a few days ago. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be great. And nightmare. And I'm hoping that now they're starting to talk about, hey, he's one of the, and they start talking about the crap I used to do, not the sex crap, but just other kind of idiosyncrasies. And when he was with you, did he give me? And all of a sudden now they become friends. Right, and we hug it out with all my, give them both a kiss on the cheek. Hey, that's great, yeah. And I walk out the supermarket and I know my nightmare has come true. I know there's some place right now drinking a glass of wine, talking about me eating food off of both of their asses. I know it. I mean, not that I did that. I'm just using that as a. I just told on myself, shut up, don't judge me. And as it turned out, yes, they did become friends, and I have run across them several times. They're not like best friends, and they say, and you probably were wondering if we started talking about all the weird crap we used to do together and the weird crap you probably did with her. You probably worried about that. I'm like, no, I'm not worried about that. I didn't even give that a second thought. I'm definitely not going to talk about it on my podcast 3 days from now. Moving on. But as it turns out, everything worked out fine. They became fast friends, not super duper close friends. They're not like best friends, but they're cool. I run into them every once in a while, and we're cool, so everything's great. Everything's great. But I'm telling you, in the back of my mind, even though I know it's a little on the narcissistic side to think that somebody's sitting there thinking about you, but there's no way in the world that it didn't come up. But that's okay. Because I ain't got nothing to be worried about because, as you know, I'm S. Anthony. Moving on. All right, folks. Episode 500 is in the books. 500 episodes. Once again, I want to thank you guys very, very much for sticking with me for 11 going on 12 years, for the old school, for the new people that have come over from, I see a bunch of you new people, according to my analytics, a bunch of people have come over from my YouTube channel. So if you're a listener here, go check out the YouTube channel. It's Mr. S. Anthony Thomas. Not the word Mr., but Mr. S. Anthony Thomas. So just go check that out. I know a lot of you have done that already. I could see the numbers. So much love to you all. Thank you for coming. Like I said, thank you for coming back. 500 frigging episodes, right? That's very impressive, isn't it? You know what else is more impressive? Exactly this time next week, there will be the 501st episode. So let's get going. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to the channel. Follow the podcast or whatever. You go and Google my name, S. Anthony Thomas. All my crap's there. Or go to Linktree/S. Anthony Thomas. All my crap's there as well. Much love to you all, my friends, and I will see you again next time. Oh, before I go, my other podcast is called The S. Anthony Thomas Show. So I know that you followed this one and subscribe to this one, but if you don't mind, and I know you don't, go and subscribe to that one too, because I'm going to be doing some interesting stuff over there. I'm probably going to be doing some interviews with comics and stuff like that over there, because I've already done a whole bunch of interviews with comics and actors and writers and stuff. I'm going to be doing some of that over there as well, so go check that out. Folks, I will see you again next week on this show, and much love to you. Take care. Bye-bye.